exciting. To try to recap where we left off at the end of season 4, best finale, if anybody agrees, please feel free to throw out a cheer. I'm glad we're all on the same page. No way to get out of Gotham, no more bridges, every sector run by an evil, worse or better, depending on how you feel, than the last, with just a small group of good people to try to keep the light on. So Donald, you're one of the good people that are here right now. You and Chris, how are you going to do that? How are you going to, how?
Honestly, I think that we take our cues, and I don't mean to say this in a strange way, but I think we take our cues from Jim and Bruce. Would you say that's fair, Chris?
Agreed.
And so they, Bruce has every reason not to be on the island. He's a billionaire. He could split. Lucius is there because Bruce is there. I'm there because Jim is there. And so I think we're trying to go off of the play of these two.
So what is essentially happening? What is everybody's goal going into this season? Each person who has got their little piece of Gotham. What about you, Robin?
Well, I think all of us are trying to survive, first of all. On top of that, Gotham is fractured into all different factions, and for Penguin, he's placed himself right at City Hall. He was mayor once, so it's a fit. And and so he controls all of the resources and also all of the ammunition. This is for Penguin, this is when he wants to step in and sort of rebuild the Gotham crime syndicate in his own design. And so he swoops right in to take control, and then he finds that he has to ally himself to everybody else, and we're all just working with each other, and then at the same time stabbing each other in the back. So yeah, it's dynamic.
Like all friendships.
Yeah, sure, exactly. It's Gotham love story.
Where's the Riddler at? I mean, where we left him off, he's in a bit of a jam.
Yeah, this is sensory overload. I'm sorry. I'm freaking out up here.
Did that make it better or worse?
So at the top of 5, the Riddler is. Everyone kind of has their own territories, as Robin was saying. The Riddler isn't really participating in that game. He's just hiding away in the library. As we start the season, he's kind of blacking out or losing consciousness. He's waking up in strange places, unsure of how he got there, unsure of what has transpired while he was kind of out of it. And he's not sure whether it's his alter ego, whether it's Enigma taking over, or whether someone else is controlling him. And he goes on this quest to kind of figure out what's going on. And it kind of takes him out of the library, stop performing monologues from the unabridged, Shakespeare anthology, and goes back into Gotham and meets up with these beautiful people again.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sean, is your back gonna get broken? Did I just hear about that?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Oh.
But you should see the other geezer.
Yeah.
No, I have an altercation with Ben. Yeah. So we're very excited about introducing him, of course. Not so excited about actually spending more time in hospital, which they've got a Pennyworth ward now. I seem to get stabbed, and so I end up there again. But I have an altercation. I give good account of myself. So I'm looking forward to doing that with this young lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, we team up for the first time ever.
That's exciting.
I mean, we've had interaction before, but I don't think we've ever teamed up as friends, and where he actually sees me as someone who can help him, and I see myself as someone who can help. It's the first friendly team up.
Don't you start calling him Al?
Or I attempt to, or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's a mistake. I don't know if that's a mistake, but yeah.
John, you got 10 episodes to do a lot. It's kind of like being one of the law officers trying to protect Gotham in the middle of no man's land. How do you do that in 10 episodes? How long after season 4 do we start? And how do you do that?
Well, there aren't any of those like long, poetic Terrence Malick type episodes that we would normally do. It's really a race from the very beginning to the end. Where at the beginning of the year, we basically put out all the major points we wanted all the characters to hit, and then we started mapping everything out, and it's really a starting gun at the first episode, and it races to the very end. It's hard. But I think we got everybody by the end, and killed a lot of people along the way, so.
Oh, who dies?
Nobody here. Nobody here.
Okay.
Hey, no, yeah.
I get to live. I didn't even know.
We still haven't read
Stage,
episode
I get
10.
to live.
You get to live.
Harvey
yes.
wants to
yes,
die.
you survive. But it's Gotham. You know, even if you die, you can come back.
Oh, okay.
Hugo Strange works wonders.
Yeah. Is anybody getting cool new costumes? I feel like every year, like the costume department really ups their game more and more, which is feels impossible every season, and yet it keeps happening.
Yeah, I mean, this year in particular, because it's apocalypse, because the city has sort of been cut off, or like a lot of the looks are darker. You know, it's go time. It's like we're going to war, and so there's a lot of military aspects working into the costumes and the looks. And then, of course, as John said, we're jumping into the future at the end.
Yeah.
And so you're going to see a lot of the classic,
But you know,
archetypical. Yes. yes.